My name's Zach Stone. I decided to play Zefra Endymion. I really thought combo was the right way to go. I didn't like any Orcus decks going into the event. I played Sky Striker for over a year. I knew I wasn't activating Engage today. So yeah, I went with this choice and I got top 16.
Why didn't you like Orcus?
I'm not a big fan of a deck that can lose to all the hand traps. And I figured that this deck can actually play around like Ogre and Impermanence quite well. Ash is one of those cards where like you're not Ash like the first card you play, so it's hard to play around that without having Called by the Grave. So I figured out of variance wise, it's hard to play around that. And the combos are ridiculous and the boards are insane with this deck, so I felt confident with my choice.
Cool, see what you got.
Alright, so 3 Servants. Most of it's pretty standard, only 2 targets to summon. I didn't want to play any other copies. I didn't want to clog. I never really used this effect to blow up anything when it was in the scale, but I was definitely summoning with a counter, and I played no Salad, but the Sky Striker opponents could not really kill this without like some sort of like inherent out. Dark Worm package with the Gate 0 and Chronos and Time Gazer. No one really knows that like Time Gazer prevents Ogre when like you have like the Servant effect or other scales. It prevents it from being destroyed once, so like the Ogre doesn't do anything and they kind of feel bad. But yeah, all this is like the turbo engine just to get out Electra Knight, because it's basically a Guard Dragon combo deck. I played the Zephras because I thought they were just like versatile and, you know, has the most utility. So 2 Zethrath. This is like one of those cards that can become like a scale 7 or 1. And then I just played like a few 1-ofs. This is how you get like the negate, and also it's just a good tutor. And people don't know that if you destroy it on field, it could get its effect too. So like that happened quite a bit. Zefraxa, it's a scale 7, it's a dragon, which can come up. It never did this weekend, but on testing, like having this on field when they ash your LP to still make aggro pain is really good. And it also has an effect like Chrono, where if you destroy a Zephyr scale or a monster, it can summon itself from hand or graveyard, so it's pretty cool there. Wendy, just utility purposes, that adds back another monster just to Pendulum summon from your hand, because the whole point is getting like 2 monsters to use for the combo. And then as utilities, the Fraxiton and Thubane pops face downs and pops face ups. I just wanted more monsters, and the utility from the Zephyrs was really good, and I'm glad I made this choice. I really thought this was like the strongest Pendulum variant. I don't like the Magicians at all. And for the last 2 monsters, it's just an Aether and Destrudo. Aether is just good to summon off spheres. It's a really good, you know, removal monster. You can like tribute summon to banish something and link it away, and then Pendulum something and back to banish 2 monsters in the same turn. And Destrudo is just a combo piece. Sometimes you're using Destrudo to make LP. It doesn't happen all the time, but depending on what you have and what the rest of your hand is, it really matters there. That's it for the monsters. I don't really have an exact monster count. For the spells, it's 3 Mastery. It's like the main starter card. You really just want to resolve Servant. That's how like you win a lot of your games. I played 2 Called by the Grave. I was like back and forth whether these should be like Curtain Raisers or something else to like extend more, but I was just really scared of hand traps. Like Ash and Ogre at the right time can just like beat me, but I just felt safe. I didn't really use it that much. I kind of Called by the Grave more like, you know, random situations more than hand traps. The rest are just kind of combo pieces: 2 Dragon Shrines, 2 Providence, 2 Oracle, and a Ravine. So the point of this is just to kind of like, you know, Servant and any one of these is usually game, because they add more spells or more monsters, and they just allow you to combo off a lot better. Having Ravine is pretty nuts. Just like every turn being able to dump Destrudo. Sometimes that happens in the late game. I kind of use it as a target for set rotation. I did set rotation somebody's Mystic Mind this weekend, so that was pretty cool. And the rest are just 1-of spells, really good with Servant, Foolish Upstart, and Terraforming. They're just like enablers and starter cards, really. And then the 2 traps I played, I never want to see them in my opening hand. Divine Strike and War. Now this is like everyone plays, and then I liked having this in my deck as like another answer to Mystic Mind game 1. And it's just like another disruption that if I draw and I don't search, then no one sees coming. And Providence protects your cards, so like you can target like a scale and just banish to protect, and like sometimes they don't even know about that effect, and it comes up a lot. And then Strike is just like your 5th or 4th negate, depending on how big your board is. On to the extra deck. Borel Sword, this card, or Bordel Sword, yeah, this card is game. like if I set up my board and they somehow are able to like make a play, they probably can't set up a board of their own, and I just kill them with this. Going second, I've OTK'd like all my opponents, like games 2, and I'm like breaking through like super polys, like playing around everything, and then that's why I like the Zephyr cards. Like there's so much utility behind them, and then just cheesing out a Borel Sword with any monster, and it's just game. Arvamax, this card is like a problem for Salad and Sky Striker, and I just want soft blocks because sometimes like you're getting hand trapped and you're not able to full combo. So you need to have like, you know, utility purpose cards in your extra deck to like kind of cheese out games. But this is really strong just for the fact that they really can't like attack anything else, and that comes up a lot too if they try to like get over some other monster. Unicorn, I almost didn't play it. It came up a lot though, so I think it's in there for a reason. Phoenix, summoned it like once or twice. These are just utility purpose cards. Generic Link 2 that has arrows pointing to diagonally. Other than that, that's all you play them for. And then the rest are like combo like enablers. Like this is what you end your board on with spheres. Pretty standard. Triple burst. There's times where I'm just summoning him and just like attacking over. Like I did the piercing damage effect with him one time. He's just a really good card. Electra Knight, playing Pendulums, Agripane, and LP, the combo enablers. I never summoned a single Exceed at all this weekend, but this has come up when I played like Thunder Dragon. I played no Thunder or no Salad at all. And then Dweller is really good against Salad. Like if you can't make like your full board, ending on Dweller and like a war sometimes is like the nuts, because they can't really like put pressure. They can't kill this, and it puts pressure on them like the following turn too, and that's really good. Like getting value from all your cards is really important. Synchros, I played this. It allows you to like go for game because it just clears like monsters and attacks again. And it's like, I didn't really like Zeta because I felt that if you're making Zeta, you're not killing them, and I'm rather play to win than play to not lose. So I cut Zeta for Babushka, and Don Dragster is like the other negate with Destrudo, and I only played Vortex, I didn't play Red Hot. I thought this was just overall better. Even though everyone has that Predaplant that summons with a Dark and Diffusion in their Super Poly target, it still was really good. Like against Sky Strikers, I negated it into the void, and he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, Super Poly this away. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't gonna get any value if I didn't negate that, so it worked out. A lot of people just lose to Super Poly all the time. It's better than Zeta. Quantum just lets you go for damage. It can clear Colossus if you just have like Shrine or Ravine, and Destrudo access is pretty good. Overall, I mean, it has another effect where like, if you have this and Crusadia Arvamax, they can't attack your board, but I don't think that ever comes up. Overall, I was satisfied with the extra deck choice. Onto the side, it was pretty streamlined. It was just 3 Pankratops, 3 Drolls, because I'm just trying to beat combo. I didn't side any other hand traps. It's like, this is the best one. It stops them in their tracks. If they try to continue, they're not ending like with like as many negates or as many cards in their hand, so you can actually like break their board and kill them. And then the only card I really side going first is just Quackimero Drago. And there was like a game where I end with just Jackal, Drago, and a Divine Strike, and he has Draconet for Jackal. I have Draconet to negate, I have Divine Strike for his evenly match, and the 4 other cards in his hand are dangers. And I'm not supposed to draw this in my opening hand, but I Pendulum summoned it, Jackal cheesed out, tributed over my Electra Knight, and then searched for a trap and then gave it 2 counters. I'm not supposed to draw this, but I made it work. 3's Twin, and 2 Book of Eclipse. These were Ogres like earlier in the week, but Ogre just really subpar, and I would rather just have this, even like against like this is better in my opinion than Ogre, because they can still end on like negates, and they can probably play around Ogre more than they can play around this, and this is overall better against Thunder in my opinion than Ogre. So I wanted just to be able to beat Thunder, which I played none, and that's so shocking. Like that's not a good sample size to work with. And 3 evenly matched just because I'm trying to auto win. So that's my deck, guys. 40, 15, 15. Don't break that. Don't go above. Oh gosh. All right. First and foremost, shout out to my sponsor Tim. Without him, I wouldn't be here. Also, shout out to my friend Will, hooking up with the place. Shout out to my friend Jose. Shout out to Ed. Shout out to all the SoCal boys. Shout out to Brian, Ryan, Nico, Caesar, Fran. Shout outs to Alexis and Elvis. They're cool. Who else? I know I'm forgetting people, and I always say, like, you know, no offense if I forgot anybody. And if you guys haven't noticed, I'm wearing the same shirt in like every deck profile. It's like a day 2 shirt. So yeah, you guys should just use your like superstitions. It kind of works, you know. Stick to them.
Thanks so much.
And shout outs to you guys. Without us, you know, this wouldn't be as popular in my opinion. The YouTube is really helpful.
Thanks.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
No worries.